Try to bring your answers. Look at the signal very careful. Ok? Il segnale raffigurato indica l'impossibilità di votare a sinistra, vero o falso? And the answer to this question is true, guys. The answer to this question is true. If you look at this signal, it says that when we get to the junction, okay, or at the junction, we have only two ways. It is either you go straight or you turn to your right. And the question says that il segnale raffigurato. So this sign figure indica l'impossibilità di votare a sinistra. So you don't have any possibility to turn to your left. And the answer to this question is true. You can't turn to your left. It is impossible to turn to your left. And the answer to this question is true. Il segnale raffigurato consente solo di proseguire dritto, vero o falso? And indeed, the answer to this question is false. If you look at the signal, we have two directional ways: to go straight or to turn to your left. And the question says that il segnale raffigurato. So this sign figure consente solo di proseguire dritto. So this sign allows only to go straight. And the answer to this question is false. No. We can go straight and we can turn to our left. Our next question. Il segnale raffigurato obbliga i conducenti a svoltare a sinistra, vero o falso? And the answer to this question is false. The answer to this question is false. Yeah, so this signal is il passaggio, the passing. Il segnale raffigurato. So this sign figure obbliga i conducenti a svoltare a sinistra. So this sign obliges drivers to turn to their left, and the answer to this question is false. No, you are not obliged to turn to your left, but you are obliged to pass to your left or to pass on your left hand side. Now, our next question. Il segnale raffigurato indica che è obbligatorio passare a sinistra di un ostacolo posto sulla carreggiata, vero o falso? Guys, once you have the better understanding, every single thing becomes very easy and simple. And indeed, I want to challenge each one of you. Guys, we are going to make it. Just have a positive mindset. Just have a positive mindset. Everything is possible. Every single thing is possible. So don't give up. So the answer to this question is false. So we have this signal. This signal is the la svolta. Yeah, so la svolta, that is the turning. Now the question says that il segnale raffigurato indica che è obbligatorio. So this sign figure, it is indicating that it is compulsory passare a sinistra, to pass on the left hand side of the obstacle found on the carreggiata. No. And the answer to this question is false. No. This one is virare a sinistra or svuotare a sinistra. This one is not passare. Now, our next question. Il segnale raffigurato indica che si può transitare a destra e a sinistra di uno spartitraffico, vero o falso? And the answer to this question is true. Il segnale raffigurato indica che si può transitare. You can transit. Already on the carreggiata, you are circulating or you are transiting. So you have an obstacle ahead of you. So the obstacle you have ahead of you, okay, you can transit on the left hand side or on the right hand side of the obstacle. So it's the same as passare. You are transiting, you are passing by an obstacle. So the answer to this question is true. Our next question. Il segnale raffigurato preannuncia un senso unico, vero o falso? We learned this yesterday. And the answer to this question is false. Il segnale raffigurato. This sign figured pre-annuncia. It is foretelling that the road or the carreggiata is one-way circulation. No. This one is pre-avviso. It is foretelling you that, look, there is a junction ahead of you. And you get to the junction, you must turn to your left, and that's all. Our next question. Il segnale raffigurato consente ai conducenti di passare sia a destra che a sinistra di un salvagente. And this is a bonus question. Vero o falso? And indeed, the answer to this question is true. Il segnale raffigurato consente ai conducenti. So this certificate, it allows drivers to pass either on their left hand side or their right hand side or left hand side of servagente, a shelter. Yeah, when you say servagente, it's a shelter where passengers, yeah, could be on the shelter waiting for the buses or for the tram to come. Yeah, okay. Our next question. Il segnale raffigurato, posto prima di un incrocio, obbliga a svuotare a sinistra, vero o falso? And indeed, the answer to this question is true. So, il segnale raffigurato. So, this sign figure, posto prima di un incrocio. So, see this signal before you engage the junction. It obliges to turn to your left. And the answer to this question is true. Il segnale raffigurato indica che si deve dare la precedenza a destra, vero o falso? And indeed, the answer to this question is false. We haven't talking about any right of way. Yeah, this signal has nothing to do with right of way. If the junction, the authorities want us to give right of way to vehicles approaching, you will see that this signal will have another signal, which is direct precedenza, for us to know whether we can go first or we have to give right of way to vehicles approaching. But for this signal, it tells you that at the junction, you are obliged either to go straight or to turn to your left, and that's all. Il segnale raffigurato obbliga di lasciare un'isola salvagente a sinistra, vero o falso? Vero or falso to this particular question? Guys, and the answer to this question is true. Guys, the answer to this question is true. I said that the main significance of this signal, according to the motorizzazione, when you see this signal, okay, it tells you that you must pass on the right hand side of the obstacle. So, what is the meaning? What is the meaning of passing on the right hand side of an obstacle? It's very simple. When we say you must pass on the right hand side of an obstacle, it means that leave the obstacle on your left hand side and pass on your right hand side. Very simple. And this question says that il segnale raffigurato indica l'obbligo. So this signal is indicating obligations. Di lasciare, that leave this Israel the traffico or this salvagente, whatever may be the obstacle, leave the obstacle on your left hand side. And the answer to this question is true. Leave it on your left and pass on your right. So the answer to this question is true. Even if you don't see pass on your right, once you see lasciare a sinistra, it means that leave the obstacle on your left. So if you leave it on your left, what must you do? You must pass on your right. As simple as that. So now, our next question. Il segnale raffigurato indica che si può scegliere fra le due direzioni consentite, vero o falso? Guys, the questions and this chapter itself, they are very, very simple. Very, 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 very simple. Indeed, this is a bonus question. Il segnale raffigurato indica che si può scegliere. So this signal figure, it is indicating that we can choose from these two allowed direction, and the answer to this question is true. So I can choose either to turn to my left or to go straight. Yeah, either to turn to my left or to go straight. So now, our next question. Il segnale raffigurato indica l'obbligo di lasciare un'isola salvagente a sinistra, vero o falso? And the answer to this question, indeed, it is false. Because they know that this signal is pointing to the left. So you will be taking that, of course, we are obliged to pass on our left-hand side. Indeed, it is. Indeed, it is. But the question says that indica l'obbligo di lasciare un'isola salvagente a sinistra. No. No, 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 no. But the law says that I must leave the obstacle on my right-hand side so that I can pass on my left-hand side of the obstacle. As always, be very, very attentively with the questions, because there's always some tricky at the corner. Il segnale raffigurato è un segnale di direzione obbligatoria, vero o falso? Yeah, this is our last question, and then I'm going to open the speakers for your questions and answers. If you have anything that baffles you. And indeed, this is a bonus question. Indeed, this is a bonus question. And the answer to this question is true. This is a compulsory direction. You don't have any choice. You can't make any choice. You get to the junction. It doesn't matter whether there's a road approaching from the left or you have a road ahead of you. You must only turn to your right, and that's all. No excuses. You can't be selective. Turn to your right, and that's all. Yeah, turn to your right, and that's all. So guys, we've come to the end of today's program. Tomorrow we have lectures. Sunday we are going to meet. Monday we are going to meet. So guys, we have time. So if you have any question, if something baffles you, raise your hands. Any question, raise your hands and I'm going to call you. So guys, please don't give up. Don't listen to the voices. Everything is possible. This year, no excuses. So believe in yourself. Together, we are going to make it by the grace of God. God bless you guys. God bless each one of you.